Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Commodities Broker here with RJO Futures here on Tuesday, October 9th, with some opening commentary here in the energy market. So let's take a look at it. What do we got crude prices doing here this morning? Well, catching a bit of a bounce here. Yesterday, we did make some pullback there, but the market actually held up, in my opinion, pretty well. Right now, we've got crude sitting a little over $1 here right now at around 90.38. So back up above that $90 area. The WTI up, the Brent also firmer here. We're up about 127, sitting around 113.09. We also have the complex. Nat gas a little bit weaker. That's down about 4 to 5 cents. We're sitting around 335.50. So just a little bit of a weaker tone there. But looking at the complex here, we're firmer. We've got the RBOB up a little over 2 cents, around 291.40-ish area, and the heat also firmer, up over 2 1/4 at around 316.75 area. So certainly seeing a little bit of a firmer tone here, a little bit of a bounce. What do we got going on though here in the oil here? Let's take a look at that. Well, first of all, I think you take a look at yesterday's price action here, and as we had talked before here, that market kind of came down a little bit on Friday. We saw it extend down, hit Thursday's low, kind of bounce up out of that area, sitting about mid-range. Today that market's firmer. I think we've got a lot of technical consolidation going on here right now in the market. But I think when you look at it, I think the techs are having a bigger impact here right now than the actual fundamentals. We saw crude prices here dump off substantially here from the most recent highs of over $100 a barrel down to into that 80 high 80 range, and now we're seeing that consolidation with a little bit of a bounce here. We may see a little bit more continuation of that as prices continue here to press up here just a little bit. Taking a look at the outside markets, it kind of remains weak there though. Equities are down a little bit. I talked about the IMF yesterday. They're basically saying, hey, we're in a global recession. That's not much of a surprise there. China talking about a potential stimulus package. Problem still in Europe. Now, one thing I want to point out, and I talk a lot about the WTI Brent spread. Take a look at that. That's the widest it's been in about a year. So I think there is going to be some opportunities coming up in that market. Give me a call. You want to talk about how to play that spread. A lot of opportunity there. Also, you take a look at, I think, some of the tensions here, between Syria and Turkey. Things are kind of heating up there a little bit. So that's adding a little bit of risk premium there into the market. Also, Saudi Arabia, you look at what they're up to here right now, and they're committed to pumping out about 10 million barrels of oil here a day. So that, we talk, as I've mentioned in a lot of these posts, the supply and demand situation in the market. And I think, when you really look at it, what it really boils down to is that supplies are adequate and demand is going to be basically questionable the rest of 12 and into 13. So I think that'll help keep prices muted here a little bit. Short term, I think we're on the right track here with this little bit of a bounce here, but don't be surprised if we start turning lower and start heading for those lows. I still personally believe that we could move down to around that $85 barrel area, possibly lower. So let's keep an eye on that. Short of a major geopolitical event, things heating up substantially between Israel and Iran or something like that, I think you'll see these prices kind of bounce up like they are now and then kind of start drifting back down. So give me a call on the desk. The number's on the screen. Shoot me an email. You'd like to talk a little bit more detail. We can talk about some risk management strategies. Of course, remember that futures trading does involve a substantial amount of risk. It may not be suitable for all traders. Good luck and good trading.